March Madness 2015, and out of the West region, we had a matchup between the 10th seeded Ohio State Buckeyes and the number 7 seeded VCU Rams. And what a game this was between these two evenly matched teams. The Rams ended up jumping out to a 12-point lead in the first half, but the Buckeyes battled back. It was a 1-point game going into halftime with the score VCU 30, Ohio State 29. And then in the second half, these two teams traded punches, and it ended up going to overtime as they ended up being tied up. And in overtime, it came down to the wire as it was still remained tied as they just kept trading back and forth shots, and neither team would let up. It was 66-66 at the end of regulation. And they ended up both getting a pair of 2-point shots until with 2:34 left in overtime, Keita Bates-Diop hit a 3-pointer, and that trifecta put the Buckeyes up by 3. Melvin Johnson hit a jumper, then Scott Shannon answered with a layup to put the Buckeyes back up by 3. And then in the final closing seconds of this game, Keita Bates-Diop gets a defensive rebound, gets the ball to D'Angelo Russell, and he's fouled. His time was running out, and so he goes to the line. He hits 2 clutch free throws, and that put the Buckeyes up by 5. Jonathan Williams hit a layup for VCU, but it would be too little too late as the final score was Ohio State 75, VCU 72 as the Buckeyes beat the Rams in a nail-biter. As another upset here in the first day of March Madness in the round of 64. And let's look at the breakdown for this game. The Buckeyes ended up outshooting the Rams by 11 percentage points. They were 49.1 from the field goals, and the Rams were 38.1, so they outshot them in field goals. It was pretty close in three-pointers. The Rams did outshoot the Buckeyes from the free throw line, but it was the blocks by the Buckeyes that made the big difference in this game, as the Buckeyes had 7 blocks versus the Rams 2 blocks. And so the Buckeyes come away with the victory in overtime, a really tightly contested game. And either way, you knew that either one of these teams, whoever moved on, was going to give Arizona a tight matchup on Saturday as the Buckeyes move on to face the Wildcats on the 21st of March in the round of 32. But in this game, D'Angelo Russell had 28 points and 6 boards. Jae'Sean Tate had 12 points and 8 boards. He was just 2 boards shy of a double-double. Amir Williams added 13 points. And Shannon Scott had 9 points and 10 assists, as he was just 1 point shy of a double-double himself. So the Buckeyes come up big. And Melvin Johnson for the Rams had 17 points off the bench. So he came up clutch off the bench, but they wouldn't be able to win this one as the Buckeyes edge out the Rams in overtime in a really exciting game here in March Madness. This is why they call it March Madness. And a final score in this one, the 10th seeded Ohio State Buckeyes 75 and the 7th seeded Virginia Commonwealth Rams 72.